I'm working on a sketch challenge for the blog Stuck on You Sketches. I'll have a link below to the sketch challenge. I'm getting started with some picked raspberry and some folk art pearl paint that I got at Walmart, and I'm going to combine them to make a pink colored pearly paint. And then I'm using this paisley template from Club Scrap from several years ago. They have amazing templates. They're strong, thick, wonderful, and very reasonably priced for what you get. And I have a ton of them because I was a Club Scrap member for a long time. And there's paisley on the paper stack that I'm going to use. I've sped this up 4 times so that hopefully it won't be too boring to watch. But I'm just creating a background with this paisley. I have a really bad cold today, so I'm sorry for the sniffing. The paper line I'm using is Carta Bella's Giddy Up paper by Samantha Walker. I think it came out last year or the year before, but I know that I bought the stickers and several sheets in the 6x6 pad when I saw it, because I knew that this kind of thing doesn't, these kind of porcelains don't come out that often. Okay, so I'm making a different colored paint with, I'm adding, this time it's the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in teal blue. And I add quite a lot of it because I keep trying to make it a little darker. And so now I'm going to line up the second sized paisley that it fills the hole in the center and it fills the center dots. And I'm going to use that blue. And it's very subtle, the variation in color, but you can certainly see it in real life. And it's very, I'm taking a kind of not so tidy mixed media approach to this. I'm just putting the paint in there, and if it smears here and there, I don't worry about it. Most of it gets covered up anyway in these layouts, and we can certainly be over fastidious about little things like that, I guess. At least I think so. I'm kind of a get in there and get my hands dirty kind of stamper. As you can see, my hands are pretty inky. I've been doing a lot of challenges today, trying to get them knocked out. Having fun though, despite the fact that I feel miserable. It's my second cold this month. I had 2 days where I was well, and now I'm sick again. Alright, so I wanted to stamp all over the background with this Stampin' Up! Background stamp, which I think is something like peeled paint or something, but I've had it for long enough and I don't remember what it's called, but I know it's Stampin' Up! It's a big background stamp, and I'm using Stays On Timber Brown. And it's just to kind of give it a more distressed look. And I speed this up really fast too because, I'm just going all over it. As you can see, I'm letting it overlap. I'm making sure the whole thing gets covered. And then I'm going to grab some vintage photo and just rub it in just to kind of dull it up a bit. It was just looking a little too shiny for a horse layout. Alright, now I'm trimming off 1/4 inch because I decide I want to have another sheet of cardstock behind it. And I pull out this pink that matches the paper line. Oh, I forget, I distressed the edges here too with a pair of scissors because I couldn't find my Tim Holtz distresser anywhere. Somewhere on my messy desk. So now I'm going to glue it to that pink background with my favorite PVA glue. that's a sticker sheet from the collection that I'm showing you, that it's Cartabella. And I grab that border sticker. Just trim it down. Right now I'm enjoying my 8.5 by 11 layouts. That's the collection 6 by 6 pad, and I'm looking for a piece of paper to use for this layout, and I decided to use that. It's flowers on one side and stripe on the other, and I decided to use both sides of it. Okay, I'm just layering those strips of paper up, like the sketch asks for. And I decided I want to go with the stripe on top and the little flower behind. But I want the stripe to be longer, so I carefully line those two pieces up so that the stripe shows. So that there's not a break in the stripe. I'm sorry about my sniffliness. And then I decide I want it tucked under there, and this is what I love about PVA glue, because once it glues down, it holds like iron, but until it glues down, while it's still wet, it's very workable and very forgiving. And it also tends to flatten out once it dries. Those are some letters that I cut out on my silhouette, and I showed you that I sprayed them with the Heidi Swapp teal color shine. And I'm just arranging them. And I sped this up really fast again too, because one of the letters I had sprayed the wrong side of it. I sped it up really fast because it's a little bit like watching paint dry to watch somebody put letters down. I'm using my little Sakura glue pen, quickie glue pen. Just working my way through. I'm putting the words Showmanship down. I even chopped part of it out of there. Showmanship is the class that she's in these pictures. She's at the fair showing her horse for 4-H. And so I get the pictures, and one picture has her with her horse, and then another one has her in line with another little girl that's in our club. And so I wanted to get the other little girl who is in our club on that layout as well. And now I'm trying to figure out my journaling spot. I'm going to put it underneath. And I'm just going to put those pictures up on there. It's funny, my daughter overnight decided she didn't like pink. Like, she's loved pink. It's been her favorite color since she was a little tiny girl, and then she went to 7th grade and now she doesn't like pink anymore. And I showed her this layout and she kind of looked at it, and I'm like, even the halter, the horse's halter in this picture is pink because that was her favorite color last year. Last August was her favorite color, and now she says, "Mommy, that pink halter's ugly." I told you so years ago. But anyway, it matches the paper line. So I'm just writing about how they were in Showmanship and how they chatted while they were in the class, which isn't really appropriate, but you know, they had a good time, and that's really what I care about. That they have fun with their horses and that they learn safe practices. I don't really care if they get big ribbons. See, and then I do that and it doesn't work, so I just pull it right up, and that PVA glue just comes right up. It doesn't give you any it doesn't tear anything or anything. It kind of got a little dry there, but unlike quick dry adhesive, it doesn't have this sort of dimensionalness to it when it dries. It just soaks into the paper. So one of the things I've noticed about quick dry is it can almost leave like a lump. It dries so quick, it almost dries before you even put the paper to the page. And I've loved quick dry, but I think the PVA, in my mind, the PVA glue works better because you have a longer working time. So I'm getting my cropped pictures on there. Really loving this 8.5 by 11 size. I go back and forth, like I'll decide I'm never going to do a 12 by 12 again, and then sometimes I do them. But I started out at 8.5 by 11, and for years that's all I did, and I'm actually liking it quite a lot right now, so I think I might be sticking with that for now. So I just have a sticker recording that's Rhiannon and Jaden on one side, her pony's name, and then on the other side I mentioned that her and her little friend from the club are chatting. I show, that picture has her friend in it, and that says "Want to be a cowgirl," and it's covering up a place that was damaged on the photo. Sometimes those are opportunities. These are flowers that I cut out with the silhouette. I cut that circle out with the silhouette as well as the words and the flowers, all of them at one time. And then I had sprayed those with the Heidi Swap Color Shine as well. And I'm just arranging them, thinking where I want them, and I start gluing them down. I decided I wanted a sticker and to pull that down a little further. And the sticker says, "Hey, good looking." And then I'm just adding some pearls to the centers of the flowers, some pink pearls. I think pink pearls are a good cowgirl color, especially for a little cowgirl. Alright, and that's the layout. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.